Salam, Kaisho, Hola,
Merhaba, Ciao.
Thank you to join the podcast on a Saturday morning.
You're welcome. I mean, I never did that before, so I'm happy to try new things.
You are listening to a European Sketchbook, a podcast dedicated to discovering European countries. We are Camille and Enora, two French volunteers for the European Solidarity Corps in the city of Kaunas, Lithuania. Here, surrounded by international volunteers, we realize that we don't know much about our European neighbours. In each episode, we give the mic to one volunteer for them to tell us where they come from, we mean really come from. Today we speak with Laia around a cup of tea. She is from Spain, but first of all she is Catalonian. Catalonia is a Spanish region that has been asking for independence for a very long time. Laia will tell you more about that. First thing first, let's discover Laia's city.
I'm from Manresa, that is a city 1 hour far from Barcelona. It's not a big city, but I always live there, so it's my city, so I like it. We have also a basketball team that plays in ACB, that is a huge league in Spain, and also between my city and a small village that I have next to my city, there's like a small mountain that is called Colbash, and it's not a big mountain, but it's a mountain that we used to with my friends sometimes in the weekends. Also, we go there because you can see after all the views from my city and all the arounds. If you go by bike or something, there's like trails. It's the name. So some trails, and I mean, yeah, I can say that there's a lot of natural, but not in the city like as here. That I was so shocked to find a lot of natural places in the middle of the city of Kaunas. But yeah, I think that in my city I have like mountain, natural, and 1 hour far away there's the beach. So I mean I have the both parts. So yeah, I like it.
At what time did you come in Lithuania? Which month?
On September, the 13th of September.
Okay, so it's been kind of a long time out of Spain and Catalonia in your place. Could you describe your country in general?
I travel around Spain, and yeah, I'm so proud of. I mean, I'm proud to be a Catalonian, but also I'm proud the places from Spain that we have. I travel to most of the island in Spain, so I really like it. For example, the Canary Island, it's so nice. And also Ibiza, Formentera, from the water, the transparent water, it's amazing. It's quite nice to have Iceland in Spain also. I mean, I think it's quite interesting. And also I went to the part of Valencia that they also speak like kind of Catalan, but it's not the same, but more or less it's the same. And also I went to Basque Country, that it was so nice for the surf and all of this. It's like, wow. To comparing with all the places, like, okay, we are cities so different. In the top is like surf and all of this, and in the island is like the water transparent, not the same as in the beaches that we have next to, for example, Barcelona, all of this. And also then the Andalusia part, like Granada, Cordoba, Sevilla. In summer it's so hot, it's crazy. Also we have different types of food, and it's also nice because we are from the Spain all, but if you travel to some places you will have a kind of food, dishes from that part, so it's also nice. Yeah.
Do you have some examples of differences you could find in different countries you went to in Spain?
I've been to New York, and to comparing with another country, maybe there's like more stressed people than in Spain, that we are more like chill or more like calm, like okay, well, yeah, we will do that, and we are not like like, you know.
Something that traveling makes you realize that kind of elements, or you kind of already knew them before?
Maybe yes. I think that I realize more when I meet new people from different countries, and we talk about how is in your country, how is in my country, and we compare, and also we discuss about what we saw here, for example. That I like it to see the contrast that we live all in Europe, but we are so different, and the places are so different also. Here, for example, living with all of you, yeah, I mean, apart that we have sometimes different times to eat. I know that in Spain we eat so late. I know. The time to prepare the food, it's so different. I mean, maybe we will use the same ingredients, but we will prepare so different dish. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's another way to prepare food. Yes.
So in all these conversations, is there something you realize you really much appreciate of your country, and something maybe you really don't?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the food, I can say, the Mediterranean food that we have. I really, yeah, sometimes I miss like paella.
About the cliché that some people can say about Spain, do you feel like it's true, or do we hear a lot?
I don't hear so much cliches, but the main cliche that all the people know, and I think that, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it's true, that we speak so loud, and when we are, for example, having a discussion, a conversation, little by little our voice is going louder. Yeah, if we are in a bar or something, you realize that the people is from Spain, because it happened to me one time. I went to a bar with another volunteer, and there was a big group there, like I thought it was Erasmus student. And after, just 2 minutes after, I was like, oh my god, they are speaking so loud. And then I pay attention that, yeah, they are Spanish.
Spain is made of 17 autonomous regions. Each one has its own parliament and regional government. When we say the magic word Catalonia, Laia stands tall, head high, shining eyes. She definitely is proud of being Catalan.
I don't know if I will live all my life in Catalonia, because I don't know what my future will be, but I will always feel like I'm Catalan. For example, the beginning of here, where are you from? I need to say from Spain, but inside it was like, oh my god, you are not from Spain. I had the feeling that I need to explain that I'm not from Spain. I mean, yeah, I'm from Spain, but I'm from another part from Spain, that I'm from Catalonia. That doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's bad to be from Spain, but my feeling is like I'm from Catalonia because all my life I live in Catalonia. I always speak Catalan. I never speak Spanish with my family or with my friends. Also, all my family is from Catalonia, so it's true that there's a lot of people who have family in all around Spain, but all mine is from Catalonia. Yeah, I think all my people who are around me also have the same feeling, more or less. So.
And this is a strong feeling from all the Catalan in general, like we are Catalan, and after we are Spain.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's people who live in Catalonia and they feel from Spain, doesn't have the feeling that we want to be independent or whatever. But most of the people who live in Catalonia, they are like, have the strong feeling that we are from Catalonia, we speak Catalan, so this is our mother tongue, not a Spanish tongue.
In France, I'm from a kind of independent region. Really, it used to being a country before in like the 16th century, but there's still this very strong identity, and I can relate to what you say. But I don't have that feeling that I'm from that country and then from France. So where does that feeling of Catalonia first come from?
It's maybe I will talk about me because I don't know the other persons, but it's like I have another different language. I have other ideologies of how I want that the country goes. Also, I have the feeling that the ideologies of the politicians from Spain or also from the Spanish people are completely different from mine. Also, we have different, some food different. Also, we have different festivities, different traditions. For example, in Christmas, we have one day more of celebration because it was also some different from Spain. Yeah, I think more or less it's like that. But the main thing is the ideology that is not the same as in Spain. We want that all, to be free to the democracy. I mean, we want democracy, and they are just this is that, and that's it. We will not do democracy to solve the problems. To go, for example, now with the COVID situation, so easy. In Catalonia, the borders are closed. People are allowed to meet outside just for people from 2 bubbles, and you go to Madrid and there's no mask outside, bars open with any doesn't matter how many people are inside. It's like COVID free. why you think like that if, for example, in these heavy situations, like we live now in the same country and we think different to how to manage these important things with that. So with other stuff is more or less the same. So
Catalonia also has a strong history. In a time of the history, Catalan people were not allowed to speak Catalan.
True. They were in a school. They learn in Spanish, and you are not able to speak Catalan in the street or in the school or with your friends, or it was like forgiven. This is why most of the old people, for example, my grandparents, they speak perfect Catalan, but for example, when they write, they have not as much facilities to write in Catalan and in Spanish because they learn in Spanish, so they have they used to do more errors or mistakes when they are writing in Catalan.
When was it?
Is it during Franco?
Yeah, it was during Franco.
Was it very hard against Catalonia and against Catalonian culture?
Yeah, because it was forgiven. I mean, even you had the feeling or even you speak this language, it was okay, I can speak that at home because no one can hear me. Like, it was feel so bad. I mean, like, something that you are maybe stealing something. You had, it's like the feeling, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think that it was like, we are doing something wrong if we speak Catalan or if we celebrate this or if we think in that way. So, I mean, and also, if you speak Catalan or something, they hit you with a rule or something in the school. I mean, I think it was really hard. So now most of the old people also had that old thought. So it's kind of hard, I think.
What is 11th of September?
We achieve more benefits, I could say, or we achieve more things for us, like to have maybe our own national days or our own festivities. Or, I mean, we achieved that to have our own things just from Catalonia and not from Spain. So this is why on the 11th of September all of the people used to do some events or something outside to reivindicate our country. I mean, I can say to reivindicate what we achieved in the past and what we really want to have in the future.
I am your flatmate and I know how important it is for you to live, to feel Catalan, to be Catalan. And I have an image in my mind, like, is it a bit like new generation holding the flame, the culture of Catalan after the parents, because your parents and grandparents live so many traumatized about how you feel and where are you come from, and so this is a bit like you are here to
empower the
back. I also have that feeling that with a lot of protests outside to say that we want independence, or we are not agree when they put our politicians in the prison, that they are, some of them, they are still there. But I have that feeling that it's the new generation who do this movement with more straight, I can say. Because before maybe it was people thought that we want independence, but maybe they didn't do so much things before, but maybe because they were afraid, or it's true that maybe new generation is more like powerful with this and wants to do as much things as we can with this.
One huge part of a culture is a language. In school, at home, in the street, everywhere Catalan. It is now a co-official language of Catalonia alongside Spanish. I think that if maybe we can compare to France, Spain is used to develop its own culture, depends of the place, and in France we have it. But for example, for your language, Britain, it's like it's going to disappear, and there is not so. No,
I hope not.
This is hurting, maybe that I say.
No,
but I hear that it's not so much. It's difficult to maintain the link.
I feel like France is super proud to be okay. We have different identities, especially in the corners of France. And there are different languages and dishes and culture. It's great. And at the same time, they're trying to hush that languages, that cultures and so on. There's been a bill not a long time ago to kind of reduce the time allowed to learn Breton in schools. So like, we are losing that language. And maybe in Spain it's more allowed. I read that there's maybe 7 official languages talked in Spain, and they're core legal in the places that are talked about. In France it's all in French. There is nowhere else.
And we will laugh about the accent or the...
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same in Spain, but in France...
Yeah, I mean, for talking about the language, because I talk about that with another Spanish volunteer, and it's true that, for example, I mean, we learn now, before it was not allowed, but now we learn Catalan, but also we learn Spanish, and also like English because it's international. But it's just us in Catalonia who learn our own language, and also the Spanish language, but also for example in Basque Country and all of this. I have the feeling that okay, maybe I will need Spanish because I will be more able to speak Spanish from all around Spain, but also in South America, in Colombia, and in more places, because it's true that Catalan, it will be like just in Catalonia and that's it. But also I had the feeling that it could be also an option, for example, if you want to learn Spanish or not, because you are not obligatory to... I mean, yeah, because we are from Spain, but I don't know, it's like... Yeah, we need to learn Spanish because it's important also, and it's not our own language, of course, but I had a feeling that in the future could be optional maybe if we are independent or something. But it's true that, yeah, Catalan language we will only speak in the Catalonian part because no one else speaks Catalonia. So yeah, and it's true that if I go to some places from Spain, no one will understand me if I speak Catalan.
And so it means that in the street, all of the... I don't know how to say it.
I don't know either.
To indicate which way to go, it's in Catalan or...
Yeah, in Catalonia it's all in Catalan. But some places that are like that translated in Spanish, and you said, really you need to, because it's just changing the end, taking off the 2 last letters or something. It's like, really you will not understand just with 2 different letters in the... Yeah. In the roads, they are all in Catalan, but for example, it's like some alert things to say or something. Sometimes it's in both languages.
Well, are like Spanish and Catalan very different?
Yes and no. I can say yes, because if you don't know Catalan and you know, for example, Spanish, you will not understand Catalan, but you will maybe catch some words. But from one who doesn't speak Catalan and Spanish, they don't know which language are you talking about, so maybe it's similar. I mean, I have no idea how you feel if you are outside, but for me that I speak the both, I can say that yes, for me it's different, because it's true that we have some similar words and similar expressions, I think we have so similar things, but at the end it's so different. And also we have one vocal that is the neutral vocal, that when you are speaking you can see the difference when you pronounce the things.
Could you say like a sentence in Castellano and in Catalan so we can hear the difference?
I live in Kaunas, English. Vivo en Kaunas is Spanish. Y visc a Kaunas is Catalan. I don't know if you see the difference. I think it's...
For me, it's so different.
I mean...
Really different.
Yeah, but for me also, but...
It's very different, but also because you spoke very slowly. So we could hear really the difference. I guess maybe when you speak fast, and me who doesn't learn
so fast.
But crazy. I mean, maybe it's not a Catalan thing, because most of my friends say, Laia, calm down, don't speak so fast. But I think it's my way to speak, I think. But also, for example, it's true that if you hear me speaking Spanish, I will speak slowly, because sometimes I need to... I mean, it's not like that, but I have more difficulties to speak Spanish because I don't used to speak Spanish, so I need to think a little bit more what I want to say. Or sometimes I do like Catalan in Spanish. I mean, I just pronounce one Catalan word in a Spanish thing because I don't know at all. I used to speak so fast, and in Catalan it's crazy how fast I speak. Yeah.
Even in English, you speak fast.
I think also, I mean, yeah, I don't know, it's like yeah.
So you say to speak Catalan in your family, in the streets, and how about in university, in school, and...
Yeah, this is also a good topic because, I mean, all my high school and pre-university stuff in Catalonia is different, that you do like 2 years before go to university. All it was in Catalan, I mean, science in Catalan, mathematics in Catalan, philosophy in Catalan, all these things in Catalan, except, of course, Spanish language. But after, in university, they are not obligatory to do the lessons in Catalan if they don't want. I mean, I had most of the subjects in Catalan, but for example, my last year in the university, I did like the mention of physical education. So the teacher was an old military. So apart that he was like so Franco style to teach us, he just speak Spanish all the time, and also for example he used hard words, old words in Spanish. So I mean, they are not obligatory if they don't want to teach you in Catalan. So, but I can say that most of them they teach you in Catalan, but you will also see someone who will teach you in Spanish, and you can say anything. So,
and how about on TV or on the radio?
Most of the channels are in Spanish, but we have our own channel that is TV3, it's TV3. And there is the main channel that you can hear all the news in Catalan.
Let's take a little throwback in time to understand what's coming next. In October 2017, the government of Catalonia organized a referendum for independence. The yes won by 92% of the votes. So on the 27th of October 2017, the Catalan president, Carlos Puigdemont, declared Catalonia an independent state. Easy to guess, Spain didn't accept. The referendum is declared illegal against the Spanish constitution. Carlos Puigdemont's government is dismissed. Puigdemont and 5 ministers are under a European arrest warrant for rebellion, sedition, and misuse of public funds. They flee to Belgium. Catalonia's independence in 2017 lasted less than 2 hours.
It's like a funny thing that if you compare the same topic, for example, when it was like all the politician things in the prison and all of these that it was crazy, all the news in the TV, but also in other countries. You put Catalan channel and also in another TV, or you're changing all the time, maybe another like Telecinco or Cuatro or whatever. You will see that they are talking about completely different thing. It's like completely different. They will show you what they want, that to see that Catalan is like crazy country. But if you put our own channel, they will show the reality. I mean, they will talk about what really happened. Because, for example, it was like one big thing that the police start to hit all the manifestants, all the protestants, sorry. In the Spanish channel, they say it's the fault is from the Protestants because they do that, and that. And after, the reality, it was like it was prohibited to throw some kind of balls that it was prohibited because they can. If you throw it in your eyes, you can be blind. So it was like no one said this one in Spanish channels, but in our channels in Catalan, they will say everything. It's like crazy that how the news can manage the way that they want to see what they really want. That Spanish is so perfect, they don't do anything wrong. It's all the fault is from Catalan people. Yeah, it's quite hard. I mean, if you are not inside the Spanish, you are out of. You will say, okay, so who have the truth? I mean, for example, outside they will just maybe know about the news that Spanish channels or Spanish news they will say to you, because in Catalonia, I mean, our newspaper or also our channels, it will be like just in Catalonia, they will not anyone know about the truth. So this like so hard for us also that why they need to do this. I mean, the reality is what it is, and it's like that. I don't know.
So you feel like Spain, not against Catalan, but they...
Yeah, they don't want us to be independent because also if we are independent, they will not earn as much money as they are earning now because we are the main...
it's rich.
we are the main place in Spain that we earn most money for them. So they like to do whatever they can to not allow us to be independent or... Yeah.
Independence, do you want it? Is it possible?
I want it. I think it's possible. Not, for example, not now. I think we need to how can I say? Little by little, we will. I think if we do all the things correct, I think someday we will achieve it. I mean, I'm 100% sure. Maybe I will not be there. I don't know, but someday we will achieve. Yeah.
Really, a lot of people want it in Catalonia because the vote which allowed Catalonia to be independent, it was the majority, but also not so many people voted for this.
It's true, but it was, for example, because I lived that with my grandparents, that it was not something... They feel that there's not a vote 100% legal. So most of the people, they don't went to vote, or they just said that we will not achieve anything with that because it's not illegal, or there's not so much people who are really have the feeling that we will do something with that. So maybe a lot of people who maybe will go there and vote yes, they didn't go there to vote. So this is why also there was not so much yes than we were expected. But there's a lot of people who want it, but also there's big part of Catalonia that they don't want. But because they had the thoughts about the past, they lived in the Franco days, so they don't have that feeling that we will be a hard country if we are independent. They also read newspaper from Spanish channels or Spanish newspaper and all of this, so they don't know the other part. If we achieve to be independent, what will happen with Catalonia. So
you say Catalonia is the most economically strong region of Spain. So do you think it would be manageable for it to be really independent? Would it be really possible for the country to be and to remain independent?
I think yes. I mean, it's one of the reasons that if we really want to be independent, it's because we know for sure it will be safe, or it will be really manageable to be independent. So yeah, and also I think it's like if we are the main region from Spain that who earn a lot of money, it's for one reason. So why not?
My feeling is like even if you gone through in Catalonia in general a lot of forbidden to speak Catalan, but it never stopped the feeling to feel Catalan.
I mean, I don't know, because I was not, I mean...
But you are here and you are so proud, so this is because of the people, even if they live so many pressure and traumatized, it never stopped the energy of the culture.
Probably it's like that.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's true that, I mean, I never live like with the feeling that I can speak my language, so it's my language, why I will not speak my language? But for example, for all people, I think they are also like, oh, now we can express ourselves with our language, we can celebrate what we want, we can feel and think about what we really feel. So yeah, I think that all of this, now we are really proud of who we are, where we live, our language, our culture, our traditions, everything. And yeah, I'm so proud. Yeah. Yeah, all the people know where is Spain and all of this, but most of the people doesn't know about this conflict, or they know, but they didn't know for sure, or didn't know what the main reason or what's really happened. So I think it's also good if you travel and you meet new people to express that and to know that it's not Spain. It's also there are also another part, and also there are hard conflicts that no one out of Spain know. So it's also good to that all the other countries know about this.
And yeah, it works because I live with you as a flatmate, and I learned so many things about. Maybe before in my mind it was just Spain. I don't really notice too much, and now it's so much deeper, and I'm so happy to know more. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's also nice to talk and to see also the point of view from other people who live in other countries. What do you think about Spain? Because yeah, it's true that some people know about Catalonia, but there's also someone who doesn't know at all. So it's also cool to share these and to talk about this with other persons. I think it's also cool.
To finish, is there one thing maybe we didn't ask you would like to share, or one thing you would like people to remember from that interview?
That it was really nice to talk about Catalonia with two French people. And I don't know a lot of things also, but I think it's quite interesting to share this and to more people know about this situation. And I didn't say that Spain is bad, but my feeling is like that. So I mean, it's just if some Spanish people hear that, I mean, it's just my feeling. It's the same feeling that Spanish people will feel Spanish until the death. So I feel like I'm Catalan until I will death. So that's it. It was a pleasure to talk about that, ladies.
A pleasure.
Pleasure
for you too, and me too.
This episode of a European Sketchbook is now over. We hope that you enjoyed traveling to Spain with us. If you did, you can like and share this episode or write a comment. Thank you for listening.
Görüşürüz.
Au revoir et à bientôt.
Hasta luego.
До скорой встречи.
Bisogero.
Arrivederci.
And see you soon.